All right, back here on Studyball to hit our second session of the Atlanta Falcons offense, specifically on Matt Ryan, as we're making our team-by-team, division-by-division breakdowns here on Studyball. So we talked about Matt Ryan and specifically Calvin Ridley earlier in the week. And if you watch that tape and you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, you should be really, really excited because I think Calvin Ridley has a chance to be a superstar in this business, and Matt Ryan still has plenty in the tank. But there's a lot of questionable decisions that I would see by Matt Ryan in the course of the game that kind of just make you shake your head. You make all those throws that we saw, earlier in the week, and you say to yourself, "Oh my gosh, that guy is really, really good." And then you scratch your head with some of these things, going, "Okay, but what's he doing here? And why is he late? And what is he thinking on this play?" And those are the things that they're going to have to eliminate, because New Orleans is still going to be a good football team, assuming they get the quarterback position figured out to some degree. Tampa, we know they're going to be a really good football team. So to compete in this division, they're going to need really quality play from their quarterback, and he's going to have to make quality decisions at critical moments in close games. So again, we're taking a look at the two games that we looked at earlier in the week. So that's what you have to compare and remember here, is that all those good plays that we saw earlier in the week came from these same two games. All these plays we're going to see today came from those same two games, and that's where you see the inconsistencies and the ups and downs. How do you have so many good plays, but then so many bad plays in the course of one football game? So this particular play right here, I'm simply just asking myself, okay, why is Matt Ryan going to the top side? So in this particular case, he's got a running back or a fullback or somebody here, and then he's running some sort of a seam into this position right here with a quarter safety sitting in here tight and a deep backer in that particular case. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't stay over here where Calvin Ridley was and then work to your inside one-on-one. Now, either way, maybe he's looking back here to just clear this guy out, and he's going to get to Hayden Hurst anyways. But I always like to say, hey, I'd like my first option to be a winner. I'm going to go to Calvin Ridley, who's down here on the bottom. Boom, I'm going to throw this football. I get that guy out of here. I'm going to throw that and complete that and not have to worry about anybody else winning. But nonetheless, he peeks backside, and now he tries to come inside to something that's covered. Find your space, find your matchups, and be better in these critical situations late in the game, although that's a good throw and we get a completion. Not able to get a first down when you got that easy throw to the outside. Okay, we got a little play action right here. Now, play action, yeah, there's pressure coming, I get it, but you got Calvin Ridley running down here, and he's running a hook. There is nobody in this portion of the field. Yes, pressure's coming. Stand in there, plant your back foot. Plant your back foot right here. Let the football go. Let it go. He's turning around and hooking right here. Instead, he's dropping it off to this back when this guy's still 4 or 5 yards away from him, and we've got nothing here where you've got your big completion. You see it. Easy little pitch and catch. If you put your foot in the ground, yes, you might take a hit. But sometimes, as a big-time player in the National Football League, you got to step in and you got to take a hit. Okay, here's another one. We've got a little hook here, a flat here, and an in over the top. So, you come off here. What are we reading? Okay, we come off to the flat. This guy widens. Great. Now I know I've got a high-low on this guy right here. Got that hook. Again, we've got the in coming over the top of it. Now, on this particular play, I'm okay with where he goes with the football. He's just got to get it out right there. Ball has to be out right now. This guy's breaking. If you're not getting the ball out right now, you better have your eyes on him and he's breaking. Now wrap it around him and throw the deeper one. Instead, Matt Ryan is hesitating, not sure, comes to it late, intercepted in a critical time of the game, critical position on the field, taking away points, all because he's a little bit late on this route. He should see this right now with that guy widening and know that ball's got to come out on the turn, or if I feel any squeeze, I got to get that over the top. One of those tough, critical decisions that he didn't do very well last year. Here we are, same game. You got another opportunity in this game to come back and possibly win it. All right, so in this particular situation, coming up. Now I know he's got tremendous confidence in Calvin Ridley. But as I'm coming back and seeing this, the first thing that I'm seeing is this guy outside leverage right here on a timing throw. That is a tough decision to make, in my opinion, because you don't know what that guy is doing, and you've got to let this football go on time. For me, I get man-to-man like that. I'm looking for one of these runaway shallows and the safe throw instead of trying to force it in on a deep throw with that guy sitting outside. Hesitates, makes it tough because you're not really sure. He tries to aim it out there. Another interception in a critical situation that cost them the opportunity to win this game. All right, now we go to the Tampa game. They jumped out to a big lead in this game. Opportunities to win it. And now as we get down the stretch, you got to be able to make these quality plays. Okay, so here again, it's about decision making, about what are you seeing and what are you understanding. Man, I got my main man back here. And again, the last one I didn't like it because of leverage. Even though he was your main guy, Matt tried to force it to his main guy. Okay, so if that's the case and that's your thought process, then why aren't you going to take this out to the backside, in this particular case, to your go-to guy? This guy's way off and inside. This guy's not going to buzz out there and take it away. Easy completion out there. Instead of throwing it all the way out to the field, one of your lesser receivers for 4 or 5 yards, I mean, it's a gimme throw right here in a critical situation. Go get yourself an easy first down to your main man. Again, just trying to figure out judicially what he's thinking, what is his thought process on some of these plays. Hard play action again. So with the play action, you're going to have a hook and a comeback right here. So you get this particular look. You got one defender out here. Read that one defender. That defender goes out, you throw in. That defender goes in, you throw out. Well, that defender in this particular case goes outside. I mean, look at this. I mean, doesn't get any more open than that. He goes out, gets his hand on it, almost intercepts it. In this particular case, when you've got an easy read, what would be an easy completion in this situation, again, not sure what he's looking at. You're deciding ahead of time what he's missing out here, but you can't have these critical misses against good football teams, especially when you don't have a great defense. Okay, so we're just going to have a simple combo here, flat, slant. Okay, so normally when we're reading this play, we're always going to read the outside linebacker. Outside linebacker takes off running to the flat, we're going to hit that slant back behind him. But quarterbacks, something to pay attention to when we're doing all of this stuff is you always want to understand initial positioning, pre-snap alignment of different guys, as we talk about quite often here on QB Confidential. So in this particular case, this Sam linebacker is already outside of this tight end. Okay, he's already outside of this tight end. What does that mean? That means he's already in a wide position there where it's going to be really, really hard for me to throw the flat. So I'm assuming that because of his width, it's going to be easy for my slant to get around him. If he's in here tucked further inside, here, now when my flat comes out here, he's got to turn and run. He turns and runs. That's my read. I hit the slant right behind it. When that guy's already wide, I'm saying to myself, well, he's not going to get in the way of this slant. I am going to be able to beat him with the slant because of his width pre-snap already. So as a quarterback, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be aware of this next linebacker because of that. I'm going to come out, verify that that guy moves, and then I want to find the next backer because I'm assuming on this play I am going to throw the slant every time. Now, if this guy does something different and bails and falls back into the slant at the last second as I peek at him, no problem. I can easily recover to the flat because if he's covering the slant, there's nobody in the flat. But I got to be aware of who my biggest issue is on this play. And because of this alignment, my biggest issue is Devin White right here. So, see this guy, he's already outside the numbers. It's over. I got the slant one way or another. Now, can I beat this guy with the initial slant? Sometimes we have a first window slant. Sometimes we have a second window slant. Matt's got to be able to recognize pre-snap alignment here and find Devin White, who moves over in that direction, especially knowing that his back is coming over here to block, which could easily take the Mike linebacker in that direction anyways. And you come back, you feel it, you see that Mike linebacker, and instead of trying to drive it in here, hold it because he's moving. Hit that second window slant right here and go get yourself a big play. Don't try to force it. Understand what you're seeing pre-snap and what could easily happen on this particular play. And again, almost an interception on what could have been an easy big play there by understanding what's going on before the snap. Okay, here's another one. Now, I don't really understand this concept very well because it's similar to what we just saw. Ridley's going to push up and he's going to run a slant, I guess is what it looks like. But instead of running straight to the flat here, for some reason they're going to push Hayden Hurst up 4 or 5 yards, and then he's going to break out of it. So this is really, really tight here because you're allowing this linebacker to hold here, hold here, hold here, and this slant's coming, but he's holding in this spot because you're pushing this guy up and breaking him out late. Nonetheless, if you're reading to that side, which Matt Ryan is, right there, you get the pull out here, and I would think you could hold a little bit longer to hit Calvin Ridley, who ends up, knocking this guy down on his route or faking him out on his route, so he's falling down. Another huge play missed because not quite enough patience over there. And again, not a fan of the route, and I understand it's a little bit cloudy there, but if you're reading it and you understand what the route is, then hold it a little bit longer and see if you can get that second window. The other part that I would say is because I know what this route is, and it's this push up and break out, and I know I've got off coverage to this side with this guy running a curl and this guy running a flat, I'd say forget it because it's already a little bit dicey because of the jam outside. If I get the jam outside, now these guys are connected, it's too tight. Go take your easy throw. The other side, you'll see it. Guy covers the flat. Easy curl throw right there because you had off coverage, safety high inside. Decision making, decision making, decision making. Nice job getting down to his check down. But ball's knocked down. We miss an easy opportunity because, in my opinion, you go to the wrong side or you go to the tougher side based on the pre-snap look. So here's another one. Coming back, okay, what we're always looking at as quarterbacks is we're always looking at the safeties first. So come back here and you just got a go route here with Calvin Ridley on the snap. You're going to see, what do you see? You're going to see he rolls, safety going over the top. For some reason, Matt Ryan doesn't see this. He's going to throw the go route to Calvin Ridley instead of working his basically double under combination back here to the cover 2 side, which is where, in my opinion, he should be. And you see right there, there's a throw to the throw right there. He's throwing it into double coverage with a guy underneath and a guy over the top. Obviously, the way he throws it, expecting some other kind of defense, when to me, pretty obvious what they were doing from the jump. Okay, so here's the big time throws that I'm talking about. Critical moments, big time throws. You got to understand timing. You got to understand situational football. And so here's what they're going to do. Okay, he's got Calvin Ridley to the backside, running a bit of a corner. You got 2 defenders over there. You can have Gage to the top side running a little stutter and go. So on this particular play, you don't really have this down here. You got 2-on-1, doesn't matter. All I want to do on this play is I got just what I want. I want this quarters coverage where this guy's waiting on the inside, this guy's waiting on the outside. I'm going to stutter, I'm going to beat him, and I'm going to have the middle of the field. All I got to do as a quarterback is make sure that this safety goes in this direction and he's not for some reason folding over the top to give me problems. Once I understand that, which I understand that right now, shoulders a turn, no chance for him to get back there. Get to your top side. Get to the route that you want against this particular coverage, this stutter right here. And the key is, once he wins, get the ball up in the air. Once he wins, right there, get the ball up in the air. Get the ball up in the air. I don't want to have to throw this ball 50 yards. I want to see the pump. I want to get it up. I want to lead him a little bit to the middle because I beat the middle guy. Lead him a little bit to the middle and get it on him as fast as you can. You already verified that this guy's out of there. You beat this guy, so you know you have the middle of the field. The only problem on this is the outside guy folding back in because you throw it too far and you throw it too far outside. This particular case, again, not a horrible throw, but to me the biggest problem is I threw it too far. Let the ball go. He's coming out of it. I see the safety jump. Go. Couple hitches there. We're trying to throw it 45 yards. We have to be perfect. Lay it up. Lay it to the inside. Got to be able to make these throws in critical moments of games if you're going to win in this division. So you can see why I'm a little bit dumbfounded, is that there's all the good Matt Ryan. I'm a big Matt Ryan fan. All the good Matt Ryan that we saw earlier in the week that you say to yourself, man, this guy can still make those MVP type throws, and he can do it time in and time out because we saw it numerous times in the 2 games that we broke down. Then you have the flip side and you sit here and you go, okay, but what's this? And then what's this? And then what's this? You can't have that many mistakes in a game as a quarterback and expect to win close football games when you're not a great football team or against championship type teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so there's just different things in the course of each tape that I watch where I just kind of scratch my head and go, I don't know what he's thinking here. I don't know what his thought process is or why he's holding the football or why he's not seeing this correctly and getting the ball out of his hands. And that's going to be, to me, the determining factor on where this team goes next year. They've always had a bunch of offensive talent. Matt's always been able to make a lot of plays and get a lot of yards. But if they're going to win football games, they're going to need Matt Ryan to be more consistently good instead of what we saw on this tape today where there's a lot of questionable decisions in critical moments of games. A lot of the things that you saw were late in games when they had an opportunity to win against the Chargers. They were up big against Tampa, then fell behind late, but they still had a couple drives. That last play was on one of those final drives. Need to be able to make those throws in this business to be a big-time quarterback and to win football games against good football teams, which they're going to have a bunch of them in their division.